You know what else is so stinking good? SEC spring meetings. Destin, Florida. Gorgeous day in the great state of Florida. 87 degrees. It is the greatest boondoggle in all of sports. It's where Paul Finebaum shows up at the beach pretending like he's working. And so since I didn't get an invite, Paul, I had to invite myself because you and your SEC cronies didn't invite me to Destin. What's going on with that?
Well, you went to, I don't even remember, you went to a Big 12 school, I think? I can't remember, Matt, so you're not invited here. But it is underway, and the only thing that matters is the weather.
It is. Well, I'm glad that you get to go to this thing every year. We'll work on it next year. Who knows what Greg Sankey will be talking about next year, because this year it was all about the future of the playoff format as things get underway.
Our athletics directors met 3 weeks ago, looked at a set of formats. We have interest in some. We're not committed to any particular format. We're trying to find a format to determine whatever number it is, the best teams in college football. And I think where we are right now is we have used a political process inside a room to come to decisions about football. We should be using football information to come to football decisions.
All right, so interesting answer there from Greg Sankey. Paul, what are your thoughts on potential playoff expansion? We just got to 12. We're going to do this again?
We are going to do it again, Matt, and really the debate is, will there be automatic qualifiers, as many have reported that the Big Ten and the SEC want. The ACC and, of course, the Big 12 prefer a different type of system. And what Sankey was talking about in that conversation there was that the Big 12 commissioner and the ACC commissioner almost simultaneously released statements the other day, indirectly, but we know what it was really meant to be, attacking the Big Ten and of course, the SEC. So that's really the dilemma down here, that many believe that the SEC and the Big Ten have run away from everybody, and Matt, they have.
Yeah, and then they're going to start their own alliance, and then whether or not they can pick and choose when they're going to be in the playoff, that's going to be the debate for years to come, Paul. But this is really the first chance. There was some movement this year. First chance we've had a chance to discuss the new playoff format seeding, which we believe it was on the way to that anyway. So here's what it's moved to. It's going to move to a straight seeding model this fall as you take a look at what it was last year. So this is how it sat afterwards. Arizona State got the bye, but in the new seeding, Texas gets a bye. Tennessee, it benefits another SEC school. They would have hosted a playoff game. So it's going on your ranking instead of your conference championship victory. Paul, kind of makes sense. Your thoughts on this reseeding model?
Yeah, of course it makes sense, because we said this countless times on your podcast, Matt, how convoluted the system was, that schools that did not deserve a home first-round bye, getting one. And quite frankly, there's been a lot of criticism of the SEC and what Sankey said, but the SEC would have gotten 6 teams in the straight seeding model.
Yeah.
But right now, no matter what the SEC and the Big Ten say, Matt, the rest of college football is going to come after them, because they really are concerned, deeply concerned, that they are going to be left behind.
Yeah, and look, if you win your conference championship, get into the college football playoff. Doesn't mean you have to get a bye. I'm with this. Maybe host a game is what you get out of it. But certainly it was a move in the right direction the first year of the 12-team playoff that we had to tweak at some point in the offseason. That's coming from a guy in Arizona State who benefited from that. Hey, let's keep our SEC focus and an all-quarterback game of fine or not fine. This just makes me so happy we're doing this. All right, all quarterbacks. First one, Georgia will be fine or not fine with Gunnar Stockton now their starting quarterback.
I would say that's a big not fine. I know the team coalesced around him after the SEC championship game, but I was underwhelmed by what I saw from Gunnar Stockton in the Sugar Bowl loss to Notre Dame. Kirby Smart has been steadfast in his support. He really doesn't have another option until next year when the top recruit in the country comes in. So I'm not happy with what I see with the Dogs.
Okay, Georgia, look, they've got national championship expectations, as does Texas. Will they be fine or not fine as college football playoff contenders with Arch Manning?
There is nothing finer than Arch Manning starting at Texas. It's long overdue. Matt, I think Arch Manning should have come in the Cotton Bowl loss to Ohio State, and I think there's a chance that that game could have gone differently, but he is going to bring Texas within a whisker of perhaps another run at a national championship.
By the way, they're a playoff team year in and year out. Can they do it with him at quarterback? Speaking of a Manning, let's go to Tennessee. Fine or not fine as they move on from Nico Iamaleava?
You mentioned your alma mater. I'm going to mention mine and say not fine. This was the biggest story of the offseason with Nico leaving. Joey Aguilar from App State via UCLA is not the perfect answer. He's good, but he's not great. Nico could have been great, even though he wasn't last year. And quite frankly, I don't like Tennessee's chances of the playoffs at all.
It ended up being a quarterback swap, which was really odd with Joey going to Tennessee. Paul, this was so nice. We haven't talked in so long. How have you been?
Matt, I'll text you the truth. But for the national audience, I've been doing great.
Do you have any plans this summer?
Just to try to hold on to my job.
Okay.
You know the drill. I'm not like you in one of those coveted spots up there in Connecticut. I mean, us working people down here, we've got to show up every day.
All right. Well, I just wanted to call and check in on you and say good night and hope you get some really, really good sleep.
Thanks for remembering me. I didn't hear from you when you were at Augusta and the PGA and all the fancy places. Now that you check in with me as we're about to head into June. Thank you, Matt.
Sleep well, my good friend.